Is going on, Locks Mob, and welcome back to the Locks DFS NHL breakdown. I am your host, Narang, and I will be breaking down this big 11-game slate that we have on tap on DraftKings. It's an 8-game slate on FanDuel. Let me make sure that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 11 on FanDuel or 11 on DraftKings because they included the 3 6 p.m. games. And it's 8 on FanDuel because they didn't. So we're gonna be breaking it down on DraftKings though. Before I do it, real quick, if you want to follow me on Twitter, @reallyaddy, and if you're watching this video right now, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already, because if you do that, you will be entered into our weekly giveaway to win a free NHL, NBA, or NFL season pass. Taylor announces the winner on his NBA Monday video every week, so go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and you'll be entered to win something. So it's pretty cool. But anyways, let's get into this slate. And let's just start off at center. So I'm gonna break it down positionally since it's a big slate. And I'll just talk about a few of my favorite plays at each price point per position. So starting at the top, Nathan MacKinnon. Obviously, anytime Nathan MacKinnon's on the slate and he's playing at home, he provides you the highest floor and the highest upside of any player in NHL DFS. And I feel extremely confident in saying that. You can just see it the way this guy shoots the puck. I mean, back-to-back games of 7 shots on goal, then 2 shots on goal on the road, and then back at home, 8 shots on goal. Like, this guy just gives you such a high floor and insane upside if 2 of those shots go in, you know? So he's definitely my favorite high-price option. I really like Jack Eichel as well, though. McDavid's not bad, but I'll talk a little bit more about why I'm not overly high on McDavid. I think you can get exposure to him for cheaper. Eichel's not bad if he plays. He is expected to play. He's listed as a game-time decision, but he's expected to play. He's not a bad GPP pivot off of MacKinnon if you want to pay up at center, but I really like MacKinnon here. Coming down a little bit, I really like this price on Tyler Seguin. He's a guy who should be priced sort of up in the Stamkos, McDavid, Crosby range. So you're getting almost a full $1,000 discount on him. He's playing on that first line with Jamie Benn and Denis Gurianov. Gurianov, again, a guy I'll talk about. But getting Seguin at 6.8K, he leads the league in shot on goals. He's a shot machine, and that's what you want in DFS. So awesome matchup as well at home. Again, versus Montreal. Dallas is projected for one of the higher team totals on the slate, and they do have line movement in their favor as well. So definitely interested in Seguin here. If we scroll down a little bit farther, there's 3 more guys I just want to touch on real quick. The first being Aho. Aho for Carolina. He's sort of leading their first line. He's reached his sort of where he should be priced, around this 6.1 to 6.5 range. He's sort of at the bottom of that. But he's leading Carolina's first line. It's a dominant first line with Toivo and McGinn stepping into a great matchup versus I think Taylor posted his video, so we're getting a bunch of comments. He's stepping into a great matchup versus Philly at home. We all know how Carolina shoots the puck from everywhere, so all their players have incredibly high floors. You know you're going to get shots on goal. And if you just look at, fantasy points per game, you can see how underpriced he is. So definitely interested in Aho here. And then the 2 last guys I want to talk about. The first one being Pierre-Luc Dubois. The real question here when you look at Columbus is really just how much Columbus you want. They're projected for a massive 4.1 team total. They're going up against Ottawa, who is absolutely garbage defensively. They lead the league in expected goals against, and that number even jumps higher when they're on the road, which they are. Dubois centering this first line of Atkinson and Panarin correlates all together on the first team power play with Seth Jones and Zach Werenski. And Dubois is a guy who last year I didn't really play him too much because he wasn't really shooting the puck as much as I wanted him to. This year he's got an iCourse 4 above 12, which means he is shooting the puck a little bit more than he was last year. So I definitely like him, and I think it's a super fair price point for him. And then Eric Staal. He's just too cheap. Everything about this Minnesota first line, the Staal, Zucker, Granlund line, has been dominant. I mean, their Corsi 4 percentage is amazing. They're at home in a matchup versus Pittsburgh. Will they be able to match themselves up against the depth lines of Pittsburgh, which we know are really bad defensively? They just haven't been getting that puck luck. Their shots just haven't been going in, and eventually that ship is going to get righted, and it could definitely be tonight. So getting Eric Staal at 5.6 is a steal of a price. Anyways, that's enough on center. Moving on to winger. not overly high on a lot of these top price options. I think Cam Atkinson, obviously, like I talked about with Columbus, he is their highest rate shooter. So if you're looking for that, I think this is a lot to pay for him at 7.8. And the reason I say that, though, is because if you scroll down here, you can get Artemi Panarin at 6.5K and getting a $1,300 discount there on players that are just marginally different from each other. I think I'd rather take Panarin and take that discount. I don't really see myself paying up in this high range, but if I were to, Atkinson probably my favorite option here. A little bit farther down, we have Vladimir Tarasenko at 6.3K. Again, until Tarasenko reaches a little higher price point, you got to keep jamming in one of the league's highest rate shooters. It's just beneficial that he's stepping into a really good matchup at home versus the Rangers. The Rangers are a team that are in the bottom 10 in the league and expected goals against per 60 on the road as well. And you're getting a good discount on Senko. So I definitely think he could pop one tonight. And then the main guys that I wanted to talk about that are really gonna be interesting, like to see what you do with on this slate, is if we come all the way down here to 2.5K. So min price skaters. The first guy we have here is, let's see if he's even gonna be here. There he is, Denis Gurianov. So he's skating on this first line. I mentioned him briefly. He's skating on the first line with Seguin and Ben, which has always been a really rotational spot. Like if you see Dallas give up a couple goals to start this game, then they'll probably move Radulov up to this line and bump Gurianov down. So he comes with a ton of risk. But he is first line, second power play, and just getting exposure to Seguin and Ben at minimum price is just such a steal that even with the risk, I think it's a pretty safe and calculated risk to take. Because even if he gets you a 0, which he probably won't, but even if he does get you a 0 at 2.5K, you certainly could still win and cash in GPPs with that. It's not that big of a deal. Taking a 0 in NHL isn't the worst. And then the last guy I want to talk about is Ty Rattie. He's 2.5K as well. He's definitely the safer of the two options in my opinion, just because I don't really see him getting bumped off this line. Edmonton's coach talked about how he wants Draisaitl and Nugent-Hopkins to center their own lines as opposed to skating on the wing with McDavid. So that gives McDavid two new line mates in Rattie and Jujhar Khaira. Well, Rattie skated with him last game, and then Jujhar Khaira called up to skate with him or bumped up to skate with him this game. Jujhar Khaira, by the way, is 2.7K at center position. He's sort of like the Gurianov. Like, if things go wrong, I could see him getting bumped down and maybe Draisaitl getting pushed up or Nugent-Hopkins getting pushed up to that winger position. So he's a little bit more risky, but he is 2.7K at center if you want to take that risk. Ty Rattie, not as risky. He picked up 3 assists last game when he skated with McDavid. That just shows you the upside that anyone has when skating with McDavid. Getting 8 points at 2.5K, you're winning everything. And the best part about him is he also correlates on that first team power play as well. So, I mean, he's a lock. Go ahead and just start your lineups with Ty Rattie if he's on that first line, first power play, which I expect he will be. All right, cool. So that's probably enough on winger. And then moving on to defense. Defense for me starts with Seth Jones and Zach Werenski. So as I told you guys, I'm super high on Columbus, as should everyone be. But Seth Jones is just one of the higher floor guys in NHL DFS. He's sort of the Roman Josi, Mark Giordano, Brent Burns kind of build where he shoots the puck a lot. He's got an iCorsi 4/60 over 15. He skates a ton of minutes. He blocks shots as well. And he correlates extremely well in the first power play with anyone that you'd want to stack with on Columbus. So getting him at 5.9K is a steal. And then if you scroll down a little farther, Zach Werenski, he also, as I mentioned in the last video, he got a bump to the first team power play as opposed to where he used to be right here on the second team power play. Now he's part of, he correlates extremely well with Seth Jones. They both skate together as well. So I think if there was ever a time to double stack defensemen, it's as long as these Columbus guys are correlated on the first team power play. I mean, just because they both skate together and they both correlate. So they're going to be on the ice together every minute that they skate. So Really, really like the idea of having both of them. But if you want someone else, scrolling down a bit, Dennis Cholowski is a guy I wanted to talk about over here in Detroit. Detroit's dealing with some injuries to their blue line. Let me find the Red Wings. They're dealing with a few injuries to their blue line in Mike Green and Denny DeKaiser. So Cholowski has to skate a few more minutes. He's reached sort of the 18 to 20 minute mark in the past few games. He shoots the puck a lot, and he correlates on that first team power play. I like this Detroit-Florida game to be a pretty back and forth, fairly high scoring game. I think we could see and I think we could see Detroit's power play score a couple goals in this matchup. I feel like there was someone else I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember right now. No, I think that was it. Right. Okay. I think that was it. So I think we're going to leave defense there. Everything else will be for the members. Obviously, locksdfs.com if you want to join our NHL product. I'll have the cheat sheet up for DraftKings and the lineup up for FanDuel very soon. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and interested in more plays, go ahead and look over there. Moving on to goalie, again, just correlate your goalie with whoever you have the most players from. I think I just saw him. I think Jake Allen's an interesting pick at 7.8K. Usually, I mean, I hate playing Jake Allen. The dude's not good. But, I mean, the team he's facing has a 2.5 team total, which is one of the lowest team totals on the slate. And that's fairly cheap. 7.8K is fairly cheap for that big of a favorite at home. So I like that. I like Ben Bishop as well here. And I think a good GPP goalie could be Mikko Koskinen. He's super talented. It's always nice when your GPP goalie is like just good. He's a good goalie. Winnipeg is projected. Let me see. Winnipeg is getting some reverse line movement on them, I should say. 41% of bets on them, yet they move from plus 22 to plus 115. He should face a ton of shots from a Winnipeg offense that is really, really good. A few of them could definitely go in, but if he doesn't get pulled by giving up like 3 goals early, which I doubt will happen, but you never know with goalie, then he should be in a good position to rack up a bunch of saves and hopefully get you the win. So I like that at 7.2K as well. But yeah, with that all being said, thanks guys for checking out this video. I hope you guys win a lot of money tonight, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.